February 19th, 1945. I'm on the deck of the USS Missoula, watching Iwo Jima appear through the morning mist. It looks like hell rose up from the ocean floor. Black sand, gray rock, a dormant volcano they call Mount Suribachi sitting on the southern tip like a tombstone. 8 square miles of volcanic ash and death. That's what we're about to invade. My name's Frank Russo, Sergeant, United States Marine Corps, 5th Division, 28th Regiment. I'm 24 years old, from Brooklyn, New York. This is my 3rd landing. Guadalcanal, Tarawa, now Iwo Jima. Each one worse than the last. Each one more men dead. Each one closer to Japan. I've been a Marine for 3 years now. Feels like 30. The kid who enlisted in 1942 with stars in his eyes and flag in his heart, he's gone. Died. Somewhere between the jungles of the canal and the coral reefs at Tarawa. What's left is just a body that knows how to fight, a mind that knows how to survive, and a soul that's seen too much to ever be whole again. But I'm still here, still breathing, still leading my squad. That's all that matters. The naval bombardment has been going on for 3 days now. 72 hours of shells raining down on that island. Battleships, cruisers, destroyers, all firing at once. The biggest pre-invasion bombardment in Marine Corps history, they told us. Supposed to soften up the Japanese defenses. Supposed to make our landing easier. Ha, right. That's what they said about Tarawa, too. Then we hit the beach and found out the Japanese had built their bunkers so deep underground that our shells barely scratched them. Lost over 1,000 Marines in 3 days on an island smaller than this ship. I look around at my squad. 8 men. Boys, really. Most of them fresh replacements who joined us after Tarawa. They've never seen combat, never been shot at, never watched a friend die. They're about to learn. There's Corporal Eddie Martinez, my assistant squad leader. Good man, steady, been with me since Guadalcanal. We've kept each other alive this long. There's Private Bobby Henderson from Texas. Can't be older than 18. Joined us last month. Keeps talking about his girlfriend back home. Shows everyone her picture. There's Private First Class Tommy Chen, Chinese-American kid from San Francisco. Quiet. Keeps to himself. But I've seen him on the rifle range. Best shot in the company. The others, I barely know their names. Replacements come and go so fast now. No point getting attached. Not when the odds say most of them won't make it off this island. The loudspeaker crackles. All Marines report to assembly areas. Landing craft depart in 30 minutes. This is it. This is really it. We gather our gear. M1 Garand rifles, ammunition, grenades, packs filled with rations, water, medical supplies, flamethrowers for the guys assigned to bunker assault, Bangalore torpedoes for blowing wire. Every Marine carries about 70 pounds of equipment. Try running through soft volcanic sand with 70 pounds on your back while people shoot at you. That's what we're about to do. The chaplain appears, offering final blessings. Some men take him up on it. Some don't. I don't. Lost my faith somewhere in the jungle. If God exists, he doesn't pay much attention to what happens in war. We climb down the cargo nets into the landing craft. Amtraks, they call them. Amphibious tractors that can drive right up onto the beach instead of stopping at the water's edge like the old Higgins boats. Supposed to be an improvement. We'll see. The Amtrak is crowded, loud, smells like diesel and vomit. Some men are already seasick from the waves. The Pacific is rough this morning. The craft rocks violently as we pull away from the ship and join the hundreds of other Amtraks forming up for the assault. I can see the island clearly now. Mount Suribachi dominates the south end. The rest is just flat volcanic terrain with some hills in the north. Intelligence says there are about 20,000 Japanese defenders on the island. 20,000 men who have months to dig in, to build fortifications, to prepare for this exact moment. 20,000 men who have no intention of surrendering. They're going to fight to the death, which means we're going to have to kill every single one of them. The bombardment is reaching its crescendo. The battleships are firing their big guns, 16-inch shells that sound like freight trains flying overhead. The explosions on shore are massive. throwing up huge plumes of black volcanic sand and smoke. From here, it looks like the whole island is being destroyed. But I know better. Those Japanese are deep underground in concrete bunkers. Most of them are probably sitting there right now, waiting for the bombardment to stop, waiting for us to land, waiting to kill us. Eddie moves up next to me, has to shout over the engine noise. He asks if I think it'll be bad. I look at him. Eddie knows better than to ask stupid questions. Of course it's going to be bad. It's always bad. But he's scared. We're all scared. So I tell him, yeah, it's going to be bad. But we've done this before. We know what to do. Stick together, follow orders, keep moving, don't stop, don't think, just fight. He nods. Doesn't look reassured, but at least he looks ready. Young Bobby Henderson is throwing up over the side. Poor kid. Seasick and scared. This is going to be his baptism by fire. If he survives the next hour, he'll be a different person. If he doesn't, well, his girlfriend back in Texas will get a telegram and a folded flag. The Amtraks are circling now, waiting for H-hour. That's 900 in the morning, when hell begins. I checked my watch. 08:30. 30 minutes. I think about my family back in Brooklyn. My mother, my father, my 2 younger sisters. They think I'm a hero. They don't know what that word really means. Heroes are just guys who survived when others didn't. Heroes are just guys who did their job even though they were terrified. There's nothing heroic about war. It's just killing and dying and trying not to go crazy from the horror of it all. But I don't write that in my letters home. I write about the warm Pacific sun and the beautiful islands and the great guys I serve with. I write lies because the truth would destroy them. Better they think their son is John Wayne than know he's a broken man who kills people for a living. The radio crackles. 5 minutes to H-hour. The bombardment stops. Suddenly. The silence is deafening. For 3 days we've heard nothing but explosions. Now nothing. Just the sound of engines and waves and men breathing hard. This is the moment. The calm before the storm. In 5 minutes, we hit the beach. In 5 minutes, some of us die. In 5 minutes, everything changes. I look at my squad one more time. Most of them won't make it. Statistics say that. On Tarawa, my squad took 70% casualties in the first day. I had to rebuild it twice. This will probably be the same. Most of these faces I'm looking at right now, I'll never see again after today. They'll be dead, or wounded and evacuated, or lost in the chaos. War doesn't let you keep your friends. But for right now, for this moment, they're my responsibility, my brothers, and I'm going to do everything I can to keep them alive. Even though I know I can't. Even though I know that by nightfall, most of them will be gone. The Amtrak lurches forward. We're moving. Heading towards the beach. Towards Iwo Jima. Towards Mount Suribachi. Towards whatever hell is waiting for us on that black sand. Here we go. God help us all.
The beach is 500 yards away. 400. 300. I can see it clearly now. Black sand, steep terraces rising up from the waterline, no cover. Nothing but open ground between us and the island. This is going to be a shooting gallery. 200 yards. Still no fire from the Japanese. That's wrong. That's very wrong. They should be shooting at us by now. At Tarawa, they opened up when we were still 1,000 yards out. But here, nothing. Just silence. They're waiting, letting us get close, letting us bunch up on the beach. Then they'll open up and it'll be a massacre. 100 yards. The Amtrak driver guns the engine. We're going in fast, trying to get up on the beach before the Japanese react. The craft lurches as the treads hit the underwater terraces. We're climbing now, grinding up onto the volcanic sand. 50 yards. Still no fire. This is it. We're gonna make it. We're going to land without taking casualties. Maybe the bombardment actually worked. Maybe the Japanese are all dead or stunned, or the world explodes. Artillery, mortars, machine guns, everything at once. The Japanese waited until we were committed, until hundreds of Amtraks were on the beach or in the surf, unable to turn back. Now they're firing with everything they have. An artillery shell hits the Amtrak next to us. It just disintegrates. 1 second it's there, full of Marines. The next second it's gone. Just pieces of metal and bodies flying through the air. Our Amtrak shudders as bullets ping off the armor. The driver is screaming something, but I can't hear over the noise. We hit the beach hard, treads digging into the soft black sand. The ramp drops and I'm yelling at my squad to move, to get out, to get off this death trap. I jump out and immediately sink up to my ankles in the sand. It's not like normal sand, it's volcanic ash, fine as powder, and it gives way under every step. Running is impossible. It's like trying to run through deep snow. Every step is a struggle. Explosions everywhere. Mortars landing on the beach. Artillery shells screaming overhead. Machine gun fire from bunkers we can't even see, hidden in the volcanic rock. And that sound, that horrible sound of bullets hitting flesh. Men screaming, crying for medics, for their mothers, for God. Bobby Henderson is next to me, frozen in fear. I grab him and pull him forward. Keep moving. Don't stop. Stopping means dying. We have to get off this beach, get to cover, get anywhere but here. The black sand is churning with impacts. Every mortar round throws up a geyser of black ash. Men are disappearing into the sand, buried by explosions. Others are hit by shrapnel, falling, crawling, bleeding. The beach is turning into a graveyard before we've been here 5 minutes. I see a slight depression ahead, maybe 3 feet deep. It's not much, but it's something. I dive into it, and my squad follows. We're packed in tight, 8 men in the space meant for 3. But we're below the direct line of fire. That's all that matters. Eddie is checking everyone. Who's hit? Who's okay? Tommy Chen has shrapnel in his arm, but he can still fight. One of the replacements, kid named Wilson, took a round through the leg. He's bleeding bad, but he's conscious. The rest of us are okay. For now. I look back at the beach. It's hell. Absolute hell. Amtraks burning, bodies everywhere, Marines huddled behind anything they can find. Some are trying to advance. Some are frozen. Some are dead. The black sand is stained red in places. How is that possible? How can blood show up on black sand? But it does. Dark red pools spreading across the volcanic ash. The Japanese are firing from positions we can't even see. Bunkers built into the base of Mount Suribachi, pillboxes hidden in the rocks, spider holes that pop open, fire a burst, then close again. They've had months to prepare this killing field, and they're using every advantage. An officer runs past our position, yelling for everyone to move forward. We have to get off the beach. We have to advance to the first terrace. That's our objective. Get off the beach, get to the terrace, dig in. That's the plan. Simple. Brutal, but simple. I signal to my squad. We're moving. On my count. 3, 2, 1, go. We scramble out of our depression and start pushing forward through the sand. It's exhausting. Every step sinks 6 inches. My legs are burning. My lungs are burning. And all around us, bullets everywhere. How are we not hit? How are we still alive? 20 yards. 30. The first terrace is just ahead. It's about 15 feet high, almost vertical. We'll have to climb it, but it'll give us cover from the machine guns once we're up there. Tommy Chan reaches it first. He turns to help pull others up. I'm right behind him. Eddie is pushing Bobby Henderson from below. We're making it. We're actually making it. And then Tommy's head snaps back. Sniper. He falls backwards off the terrace, lands in the sand, not moving. Tommy Chen, best shot in the company, dead. Just like that. Eddie screams his name, but there's nothing we can do. We have to keep moving. I grab Eddie's arm, pull him up the terrace. Bobby follows. The others follow. We roll over the top and collapse on the other side. We're off the beach. We made it to the first terrace. But at what cost? Tommy's dead. Wilson's badly wounded, might not make it. And we've only been on this island for 10 minutes. 10 minutes. We have to take this whole damn island. Intelligence says it'll take 4 days. 4 days of this, 4 days of hell. I look at what's left of my squad. 6 men now. Started with 8. Lost 2 already. Eddie's face is blank, in shock from watching Tommy die. Bobby's crying, tears streaking through the black volcanic ash covering his face. The others, the replacements whose names I barely know, they look like they've aged 10 years in 10 minutes. Welcome to Iwo Jima. Welcome to the volcano. Welcome to...
We spend the rest of D-Day trying to advance inland. Every yard costs blood. The Japanese aren't retreating. They're dug in so deep that our artillery barely touches them. They pop up from hidden positions, fire, disappear, kill a Marine, vanish like ghosts. We can't see them, can't hit them, but they can see us, and they're killing us. By nightfall, we've advanced maybe 500 yards from the beach. 500 yards of volcanic hell. The ground is covered with volcanic rocks as sharp as knives. The sand gets into everything, your eyes, your mouth, your rifle. It's hard to breathe. The sulfur smell from the volcano makes you gag. And everywhere, bodies. American bodies. We're leaving a trail of dead Marines behind us. We dig in for the night. Foxholes in volcanic ash. It's almost impossible. The sand keeps sliding back in. But we dig anyway, because staying above ground means dying. The Japanese own the night. They infiltrate our lines, attacked in small groups, try to kill us while we sleep. I'm sharing a foxhole with Eddie. We take turns on watch. 2 hours on, 2 hours off. Neither of us sleeps during our off time. Too keyed up, too scared, too haunted by the images of the day. Eddie finally speaks, first time since Tommy died. He asks why. Why Tommy? Why not him? Why not me? Why does anyone survive this? I don't have an answer. There is no answer. It's just luck, random chance. Tommy was in the wrong place at the wrong second. That's all. War doesn't care about skill or courage or who deserves to live. It just kills whoever it kills. The night is filled with sounds, distant gunfire, explosions, men crying out in pain, and closer, much closer, Japanese voices. They're out there, in the darkness, moving through our lines, hunting us. A flare goes up, turning night into day for a few seconds. I see movement 50 yards away. Japanese soldiers, maybe 4 of them, crawling toward our positions. I raise my rifle, but the flare dies and they vanish into darkness. More flares, more movement. The whole night is like this. Brief moments of light showing enemies everywhere, then darkness and fear. Some Marines start shooting at shadows. Officers yell at them to hold fire, save ammunition, don't give away positions. But fear makes men do stupid things. Dawn comes slowly. The longest night of my life finally ends. I look around at our positions. We lost more men during the night. Japanese infiltrators killed several Marines in their foxholes. Silent kills with knives and swords. Bodies discovered when light returned. The war never stops, not even at night. Day 2 begins with another push forward. Our objective is to cut the island in half, separate the Japanese forces. Then we can reduce them piece by piece. That's the plan. But plans don't survive contact with reality. The fighting is even worse than D-Day. The Japanese have had a night to reposition, to prepare for ambushes, to zero in their artillery on our routes of advance. Every time we move, shells rain down. Every position we take, they counterattack. It's not war. It's mutual slaughter. Bobby Henderson gets hit mid-morning. Machine gun fire from a pillbox we didn't know was there. 3 rounds in the chest. He goes down and doesn't move. We drag him to cover, but he's already gone. Eyes open, staring at nothing. He never even got to fire his rifle. Never killed a single Japanese soldier. Just died on a volcanic island 8,000 miles from Texas. His girlfriend will get that telegram now. His picture will sit on her dresser next to a folded flag, and eventually she'll move on, marry someone else, have kids, grow old. Bobby will stay forever 18, forever dead on Iwo Jima. We keep his dog tags, leave his body for the graves registration guys to collect later. We don't have time to mourn, don't have time to feel. Just keep fighting, keep moving, keep killing or be killed. By day 3, we're down to 4 men. Me, Eddie, and 2 replacements I've finally learned the names of, Davis and Kowalski. We've been folded into another squad that also took heavy casualties. Now we're just a composite unit, survivors thrown together. Nobody cares about original assignments anymore. You fight with whoever's still alive. The worst part of Iwo Jima isn't the fighting. It's the terrain. There's nowhere to hide, nowhere to take real cover. The volcanic rock is too hard to dig into. The sand is too soft to build fortifications. You're always exposed, always vulnerable. And the Japanese, they're underground in concrete bunkers connected by tunnels. They can move around without being seen, can appear anywhere, can shoot at us while we can't shoot back. Flamethrowers become our main weapon. The only way to clear a bunker is to get close and burn them out. But flamethrower operators don't last long. Japanese snipers target them first. I've seen 4 flamethrower guys killed in 3 days. Each time someone else picks up the weapon and keeps going. Because that's what Marines do. Someone falls, someone else takes their place. We don't quit. We don't surrender. We just keep fighting until we win or we're all dead. On day 4, we reach the base of Mount Suribachi. The volcano dominates the southern part of the island. Japanese artillery spotters up there can see everything, call down fire on any target. We have to take it. The 28th Regiment gets the assignment. My regiment, my squad, we're going to climb that volcano and kill every Japanese soldier on it. The climb begins before dawn on day 5, February 23rd. We work our way up the slopes, clearing bunkers and caves as we go. The Japanese fight for every position. Some blow themselves up rather than surrender. Some charge us with bayonets and suicide attacks. Some hide in caves and have to be burned out with flamethrowers. It takes all day to reach the summit. All day of climbing, fighting, dying. Finally, mid-morning, we reach the top. It's over. Mount Suribachi is ours. The Japanese are all dead or driven into caves we'll seal up later. We did it. We actually did it. Someone produces an American flag. Small one, probably from a ship. An officer says we should raise it, plant it on top of the volcano. Show the Japanese we're here to stay. Show our guys on the beach that we took this goddamn mountain. 6 Marines gather around a piece of pipe. They hoist the flag up and plant it in the volcanic rock. I watch from 20 feet away, too exhausted to help. The flag catches the wind and unfurls, red, white, and blue against the gray sky. And something happens, something I wasn't expecting. Down on the beaches, Marines see that flag, ships offshore see that flag, and they cheer. We can hear it from up here. Thousands of men cheering, whistles blowing, horns sounding. That flag, that little piece of cloth, suddenly means everything.
That flag. That moment. People back home will see the photograph and think the battle is over, think we won. But we haven't. Suribachi was just the beginning, the southern tip of the island. The Japanese main defenses are in the north. Miles of bunkers and tunnels and fortified positions. We've taken one mountain. We still have to take the whole island. The fighting in northern Iwo Jima is the worst combat of the Pacific War. Worse than Guadalcanal. Worse than Tarawa. Worse than anything. The Japanese have built an underground fortress. Every hill is honeycombed with tunnels. Every ravine has bunkers. Every cave has machine guns. We advance a few yards, get hit from 3 sides, fall back, try again. Days blur together, just constant fighting.
Eddie Martinez gets killed on day 12. We're assaulting a fortified ridgeline. He's right next to me 1 second, the next second, mortar round. Direct hit. There's nothing left to bury. Eddie Martinez from California, who saved my life on Guadalcanal, who pulled me out of the water at Tarawa, who kept me sane through 3 campaigns. Gone. Just like that. Vaporized by a Japanese mortar. I don't even get to say goodbye. I stop feeling after that. Something inside me shuts off. I'm still fighting, still leading what's left of my squad, but I'm not there anymore. I'm somewhere else, somewhere safe. My body is on Iwo Jima, but my mind is far away. It's the only way to survive. If I let myself feel what's happening, I'll go crazy. So I don't feel, don't think, just fight. Davis gets it on day 15. Kowalski on day 18. Machine gun, grenade. Doesn't matter how. They're dead. I'm alone now. Everyone I landed with is gone. Tommy, Bobby, Eddie, Wilson, Davis, Kowalski, all dead. My entire squad wiped out. And I'm still here, still alive. Why? What makes me special? Nothing. Just luck. Stupid, random, meaningless luck. They assign me to a new squad, more replacements, fresh faces who just arrived from the States. They look at me with awe and fear. I'm a veteran now. 3 weeks on Iwo Jima. That makes me ancient. Most guys don't last 3 days. These new kids, they ask me questions. What's it like? How do you stay alive? What should they do? And I tell them the truth. You don't stay alive. You just fight until you die or the battle ends. Those are the only 2 outcomes. Survival is luck, not skill. The island is 8 square miles. 8 square miles, and it's taken us a month to conquer it. Every cave has to be cleared, every bunker destroyed, every tunnel sealed. The Japanese won't surrender. They fight to the death, every single time. We've taken thousands of casualties, and we've killed thousands of Japanese, and still they fight. It's insane. It's pointless. But it's war. By the end of February, we control most of the island, but pockets of Japanese still resist. They hide in caves during the day, attack at night. They're running out of food, water, ammunition, but they don't quit. Some are so desperate they charge our positions, armed only with bamboo spears. We kill them. What else can we do? They won't surrender, and we can't let them kill us. So we kill them, over and over, until they're all dead. March arrives. We've been on this island for 2 weeks. Feels like 2 years. I haven't bathed, haven't changed clothes, haven't slept more than an hour at a time. I'm covered in volcanic ash. My uniform is stiff with dried blood, some mine, most from other men. I smell like death and sulfur and gunpowder. We all do. The whole island smells like that. Hell's own perfume. The fighting finally starts to wind down in mid-March. Most of the Japanese are dead. A few hundred hold out in caves in the north. We seal them in, leave them to die of starvation. We're too tired to dig them out. Let the island be their tomb. On March 26, 1945, after 36 days of fighting, Iwo Jima is declared secure. The battle is over. We won. We took the island. But at what cost? Over 6,000 Marines killed, nearly 20,000 wounded, for 8 square miles of volcanic rock. The bloodiest battle in Marine Corps history. I stand on the beach where we landed and look back at the island. The black sand is still stained. The wrecked Amtraks still litter the shore. The bodies have been removed, but I can still see them in my mind. Thousands of Marines who died here for what? For an airstrip? For a stepping stone to Japan? For a strategic objective? They died for all those reasons, and they died for none of them. They died because that's what happens in war. Young men die. That's all war is. Young men dying for old men's decisions. I'm supposed to feel proud. Supposed to feel victorious. We accomplished our mission. We took Iwo Jima. But I don't feel anything. I'm hollow inside. Empty. All the men I knew are dead. My whole squad, my friends, my brothers, dead and buried in volcanic ash 8,000 miles from home. The survivors are being shipped out, some back to Hawaii for rest and refit, some to Guam, some home if they're wounded bad enough. I'm staying in theater, not wounded enough to evacuate, still fit for duty, according to the doctors. Fit for duty. I'm not fit for anything. I'm broken. We're all broken. But the Marine Corps doesn't care about that. They need bodies for the next invasion. Okinawa. Then Japan itself. The war is not over. It's never over. They assign me to a promotion. Staff Sergeant now. A medal, too. Silver Star for actions on Suribachi. I don't remember what I did to earn it. Don't care. Medals don't bring back dead friends. Promotions don't fill the holes in your soul. They're just pieces of metal and stripes of cloth. Meaningless.
Before I leave Iwo Jima, I make a final walk across the island. Past the beaches where we landed, past the terraces we fought over, past Suribachi where we raised the flag, past the northern ridges where so many men died. I'm looking for graves, for markers, for some sign that my friends existed, that they mattered, that their deaths meant something. I find the cemetery, rows and rows of white crosses, thousands of them, each one marking a Marine who died here. I walk through them, reading names, looking for my squad. And I find them, all of them. Tommy Chen, Bobby Henderson, Eddie Martinez, Wilson, Davis, Kowalski. All buried here in volcanic soil. All part of Iwo Jima now, forever. I should say something. I should pray or salute or cry. But I have no words, no tears left. I just stand there in silence, looking at those white crosses, trying to remember who these men were before the war made them into corpses. Tommy with his quiet smile, Bobby with his girlfriend's picture, Eddie with his awful jokes. They were people. They had lives, families, futures. And war took all of that away, reduced them to names on crosses on an island nobody had heard of 6 months ago. A chaplain approaches, asks if I knew them. I tell him yes. They were my squad, my brothers. He says they died heroes, died for their country, died so others could live in freedom. He means well, but his words are empty. They didn't die as heroes. They died as scared kids who got shot or blown up on a godforsaken island in the middle of the Pacific. There's nothing heroic about bleeding out in volcanic sand while calling for your mother. There's nothing noble about being vaporized by a mortar round. They died because war is brutal and random and doesn't care about heroism. But I don't say that to the chaplain. I just nod, thank him, walk away. Let him keep his illusions. Someone should still believe war has meaning, because I don't anymore. I leave Iwo Jima on a transport ship in early April. Watch the island disappear behind us. Mount Suribachi getting smaller. The black beach is fading. And I feel nothing. No relief to be leaving. No sadness to be going. Just emptiness. Just the hollow feeling of having survived something I shouldn't have, while better men died. The war in the Pacific continues. Okinawa, the Philippines, B-29s bombing Japan, kamikazes sinking our ships, more islands, more battles, more men dying. But I'm done. They can send me wherever they want. I'll follow orders, I'll fight,
but I'm already dead inside. Iwo Jima killed something in me that will never come back. In August, the atomic bombs fall. Hiroshima, Nagasaki. Japan surrenders. The war's over. We won. The whole world celebrates. VJ Day. Victory over Japan. Parades, celebrations, joy. Then I feel nothing. Just relief that it's finally done. That no more men have to die. That the killing is stopped. I come home in September 1945. Brooklyn. My family, my old neighborhood. Everything looks exactly the same. But I'm completely different. The kid who left in 1942 is gone forever. What came back is just a shell. A ghost wearing a Marine uniform with ribbons and medals that mean nothing. People call me a hero. Thank me for my service. Buy me drinks, slap me on the back. They don't understand. They can't understand. And I can't explain it to them. How do you tell people who've never seen war what it's really like? How do you describe watching your friends die? How do you convey the feeling of killing another human being? You can't. So you smile. You say thank you. You accept their praise. And you keep the truth inside, where it eats away at you like acid. I'm Frank Russo, Staff Sergeant, United States Marine Corps, veteran of Guadalcanal, Tarawa, and Iwo Jima. I survived 3 of the bloodiest battles in Marine Corps history. I watched my entire squad die. I killed more men than I can count. I did my duty. I served my country. I helped win the war. And it cost me everything. My innocence, my faith, my peace of mind, my soul. War takes these things from you and never gives them back. You can survive war, but you can never escape it. It lives in you forever, in your nightmares, in your memories, in the faces of dead friends that appear when you close your eyes. Iwo Jima. That black volcanic island, that hellscape of ash and blood and death. It's been decades now. I'm an old man. The war ended a lifetime ago. Most of the men I fought with are dead from age now if they survived the war. The world has moved on, rebuilt, forgotten. But I never forget. I still see that beach. Still hear the mortars falling. Still smell the sulfur and blood. Still see Tommy's face as he falls. Bobby's tears in the volcanic ash. Eddie disappearing in an explosion. They're with me always. My ghosts, my brothers, my burden. People ask if it was worth it, if winning the war justified the cost. I tell them yes, because what else can I say? That my friends died for nothing? That all that sacrifice was meaningless? I can't tell them that. So I say yes, it was worth it. We stopped Japan. We saved lives by taking that island. The B-29s needed those airstrips. The invasion of Japan would have cost 1 million lives. Iwo Jima saved those lives. And maybe that's true. Maybe my friends' deaths had meaning. Maybe their sacrifice mattered. I want to believe that. I need to believe that. Because if I don't, then what was it all for? Iwo Jima taught me what war really is. It's not about glory or heroism or patriotism. It's about survival. It's about doing your duty even when you're terrified. It's about watching your friends die and somehow finding the strength to keep going. It's about the bonds between men who face death together. It's about sacrifice. Not the noble kind you see in movies. The real kind. The kind that costs everything and gives nothing back. I'm proud to have been a Marine. Proud to have served with the men I served with. Proud to have fought for something bigger than myself. But I'm also broken by it. Scarred by it. Haunted by it. That's what war does. It makes heroes and destroys them at the same time. This is my story. This is Iwo Jima. This is what we did, what we sacrificed, what we lost. Remember us. Remember all of us. The ones who died and the ones who survived. We were just kids. Just American kids who answered when our country called. We did our best. We gave everything. And some of us never came home. Semper Fi. Always faithful. To the core. To each other. To the memory of those who fell. Forever.